Hello and welcome to another episode of Slurred Words Podcast. I'm your host, Bill Lowe. In today's episode, I sit down and talk with my good friend Shain about the NBA playoffs as well as Batman v Superman and the DC Cinematic Universe. And we even touch a little bit on the Marvel Cinematic Universe and the upcoming Civil War. Hopefully, Shain and I will be doing a lot more of these analysis of sports and movies and comics. So hope you enjoy. As always, you can join the conversation on my website, billsbeerreport.com, or on my Facebook page, facebook.com/billsbeerreport. If Twitter and Instagram are more your speed, check me out at billsbeerreport. I'm proud to be part of the Michigan Internet Radio website, and you can find this and every episode of Slurred Words on iTunes, SoundCloud, and Stitcher Radio. Remember, like, subscribe, rate, and review this and every episode of Slurred Words Podcast on iTunes or your listening app of choice. Believe me, I read them. Big thanks goes out to Sunstep for the wicked theme music. And if you check out their Facebook page, Sunstep, or facebook.com/Sunstep, you can see where they're at in their Midwest tour that they're on, I believe, right now. Now, I like to call this session to order by raising a glass to Shain and to the NBA playoffs, to Slurred speech and the stories we preach. You think the Blazers are going to win Game 3? Why?
Just every time the underdog team like that comes home, Game 3 is always tighter just because the crowd's, they get the home crowd behind them, especially in Portland.
Oh, yeah.
Where that team, those fans show up when that team wins 15 games. So I thought the Pistons would do that, but nah, they're just not a good team. They're bad. Not a good team.
Did you watch some of the game?
I watched, I got pieces of it, and they started off pretty hot early.
I thought they were going to come back and win it. I watched the fourth quarter of that game, and, man, if Andre Drummond could stay on the floor by making at least 50% of his free throws, I think that would have been a different game. I think they would have won that.
And asking for him to hit 50% of his free throws as a professional NBA player is not too much.
Yeah, exactly. He gets paid to play basketball. Come on, man.
50% also crappy. Yeah.
Well, he shot the worst percentage in NBA history from the line this year at 35.5%.
Why don't you think guys like him and DeAndre just don't try to granny shot it?
I don't know. That's what they were talking. That's what Mark Jackson and the Van Gundy was talking about today. They're like, they should just granny shot it and just get their percentages up.
Well, like the whole problem with both those guys is, especially Andre's, he freaking shot puts that thing. Like if it hits the rim, it's gonna fly right off of it.
Yeah, I wonder if he does that. I wonder if he does that just because he's better off missing and trying to get the rebound. Like he wants to hit it and have it come right back to him type thing.
I don't know. When you see guys like that shooting it like that, you just kind of look at it as like, you don't take this seriously, do you? You know what I mean?
No, I totally get it.
It's got to have an arc to it. Like, it just looks like you're going up there and chucking them at the rim and saying, well, if that falls, it falls.
Yeah.
Let's just get out of here.
Right. No, they used to say that Shaq would go to the, during practice he'd hit, 75-80% of his free throws, and then when he got to the game, something happened and he locked up. I don't even think Andre is doing that in practice. I don't think he's hitting any free throws in practice.
Probably not.
I don't know.
And it sucks to a guy like that too, because you can't keep him, even if you do keep him on the floor and they're not fouling him. He's not going to play aggressive because he doesn't want to go to the line.
Yeah.
That was Rondo's problem. It's Rondo didn't want to get in the lane late in the game because if he gets fouled, he's screwed.
I can't realize that has to change sooner or later. Like, you can't make it in the NBA with that poor free throws.
Yeah, because this is historically bad. And paying a guy at max money who can't play in the fourth quarter for you is just, it's horrible. That's where you make your money as in the fourth quarter, is icing a game, sealing it, being that defensive stopper, getting putbacks and stuff like that. If you can't even get on the floor.
Of course, because they're going to hack him. They're going to do the hack-a-Shaq or hack-a-Andre, I guess, in that regard.
Yeah, why wouldn't they? And I hate they're trying to change the rule.
You don't want them to change that rule?
No, there's only 3 guys in the NBA who have a problem with that. Why change the rule for 3 guys?
Well, I thought the Van Gundy on TV tonight made a good point where he was like, they don't have this ability to do like hack-a-Shaq in AAU, in college, in any other facet of the game. Why have that rule in the NBA, or why have that ability in the NBA? Why not make it universal throughout all the different leagues and whatnot?
Yeah, but I feel like in the NBA, like it sounds lame, like almost like the stakes should be higher. It's like you should be able to hit free throws. If they foul you, you should be able to make those shots. Like if you get fouled and you get to the line, that's a good thing. It shouldn't be a bad thing.
Yeah. No, I definitely see the point. Away? Yeah.
Like it's so frustrating to watch too. It bogs the game down, and I don't know. That's why I had a hard time with the Clippers paying DeAndre all that money. I mean, they had to, because who else were they going to get?
Yeah, if they didn't, he was going to play for Dallas, and Dallas may be doing better than they are now.
Oh, that changes everything for them. Their whole offseason plan was DeAndre and getting guys around him. And then it was like, oh, crap, Zaza Pachulia. God, I don't know what we can get here.
It's amazing. It's amazing that they actually won the game. They tied it up.
And I said this yesterday to you too. I'm like, watch, or 2 days ago. I'm like, watch OKC come out and just destroy them.
Oh yeah, and they did. They put a 38-point victory on them.
Yeah, I was like, oh, remember when you won by 1 point because both of our guys went absolutely cold? Yeah, that's not going to happen again.
Oh
We're
man,
going to keep the Greens in for 48 minutes straight. Enjoy it.
Yeah, I think the Thunder or Durant had one of his worst games of his career on their loss, and they only won by 1 point.
Yeah, he was completely ice cold. He was awful. And then they come back and he plays like, he's supposed to. And it's like, oh, that's right. Dallas shouldn't even be here probably. It's weird how bad the bottom of the West is this year. Usually it's 1 through 8.
Usually 1 through 8 is better than 3 through 8 on the West or on the East. Like the whole West usually can beat the East no matter what.
Yeah, well, I remember. Phoenix a couple years ago missed the playoffs in like the 9 seed. They'd have been like the 3 seed in the East.
Yeah, I remember earlier in the 2000s when the Blazers were fighting to get into the playoffs and they were above 500. Like they were good, and you look at the East, and it was like, okay, the only team above 500 in the playoffs is seeds 1 through 3.
Yeah, it's 500 and below after that. It's like, wait, what?
Yeah, I guess now it's kind of changing though. The East is playing actually, or their teams are actually decent now. At least, I mean, you got Cleveland, who obviously is going to be good with LeBron and Kyrie and Love, even though they have like a love-hate relationship on that team. It's just bad chemistry there. They're just going to will themselves to victories. And then you got Atlanta, who I just saw them come back from like a 20-point deficit from Boston, and they're playing fairly well right now.
Yeah, freaking Isaiah Spurrier is at like 42 right now.
Yeah, he was on fire.
I'm really happy the Suns gave him and the Lakers freaking first-round pick away for Brandon Knight, essentially. Great job, guys.
Yeah, how do you feel about the Suns situation right now, being a fan of the Phoenix Suns?
It's so frustrating. It's so bad. And you got to keep in mind, too, I'm a Tennessee Titans fan, too.
Oh,
so in the last year, I've seen them fire their bad head coach and then keep their interim guy, a guy named Mike Mularkey. And then the Suns do the exact same thing with their bad interim coach. I'm like, you're both terrible. You're never going to win anything when I'm alive.
No, they're not.
Oh, it's so frustrating. Oh man, but
do
you
you
know
think Cleveland can actually win? Speaking of a
the
town that hasn't
title
won it, a town that hasn't won anything in years, do you think Cleveland has a chance?
to win the title,
Yeah, to win the title.
uh, they might have a hard time getting out of the East.
I mean, yeah,
I think Miami's
if the
going to catch up
Pistons
to
are
the
giving them
Knicks.
a little trouble, I mean, damn.
Yeah, Miami's I think is going to be a real problem for them. And Toronto all of a sudden I'm not as confident about because they're slugging out with Indiana right now, and yeah. But I don't know. I don't know how they defend Golden State.
They gotta go small. They gotta put LeBron at the five.
Or Love at the five. Either way, just
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, it's kind of weird. Where like you really, I think trying to defend Golden State if you're anyone but San Antonio seems almost like pointless.
Well, I mean,
You
especially with
can't.
Cleveland, they don't really have a good defensive point guard.
No, oh God, no,
Yeah, they don't
no.
have
Kyrie
anybody.
plays defense like a matador,
Yeah.
like a really, really good matador. That bull's never going to touch him. It's going right by. It's just not a quality you want from your point guard.
No,
Not great.
not a good quality for an all-star point guard. But again, I guess all-stars are more flashy in points and assists than defense.
Yeah, yeah. Usually, you're those kind of like defensive guys get in on coaches selections every now and then.
Right.
But yeah, I don't know how Cleveland does it. I don't think they could. I don't think they could beat San Antonio at all. I think San Antonio will pick them apart. Like, can you imagine Tyronn Lue against freaking Popovich in the finals?
No,
That's chess and checkers.
that's just unfair.
That's not even chess. That's not even chess or
It's
checkers. That's like tic tac toe and checkers and
it's
chess.
not
I'm
even
sorry.
Tyronn Lue versus Popovich. It's LeBron James through Tyronn Lue versus Popovich.
LeBron's slowly becoming our generation's Jackie Moon. Owner, player, coach, GM.
But it's all on the DL.
You know,
Everyone knows about it except it's not official.
did you see all the stuff that came out about like I forgot who wrote the article. It was about like Blatt's firing and all the stuff that's going on there. And they're like, well, they fired Blatt because he all the other guys saw Blatt treating LeBron the way he did, and even LeBron says you can't do that. Yeah, I'm sure LeBron would have responded great from criticism from Blatt. I'm sure he would have just really embraced it. Like,
How did Blatt even get that job?
because when he got the job, they had the number one pick in the draft. They didn't have LeBron, and there was a young team that was supposed to build. They're supposed to grow essentially together. He didn't sign up for that job.
Okay.
When they trade for LeBron, all of a sudden everything changes. They trade Wiggins right away, and they're supposed to compete for a title now, not rebuild.
Now, do you think they would have been better if they kept Wiggins
Instead of Kevin Love?
instead of Kevin Love, LeBron and Wiggins and Kyrie?
Yeah, I think so. I think LeBron's a four at this point. Like he was in Miami essentially too. So him and
LeBron's
Kevin
in
Love play
everything.
the same position. But I mean, at this point, he's more of a stretch four.
Yeah. Well,
Like he
especially
can
with
definitely still
the
play
way the league's kind of transforming to a smaller basketball. Like he has to be a stretch four, or even like a small five.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. So I think the problem there is it's hard playing him and Kevin Love at points.
Yeah.
Especially if they don't have a rim protector. Like Timothy Mozgov, I think retired and just didn't tell anyone. He's been terrible all year.
So
Like,
they
I
have
don't
the skeleton of Mozgov.
seriously. Who after this year he's gone.
Oh yeah.
Like I think he's a free
LeBron's
agent.
gonna clean house. I mean, the Cavs are gonna clean house, especially if they don't win.
Yeah, so they're cleaning the house then. It's pretty much what you're saying, guaranteed, because they're not winning.
Yeah, I think so. So who do you?
I think
What are your odds, or who do you think could actually take down Golden State?
Steph Curry's ankle.
So injury is the only way that they lose.
I don't know. It's just like the second to last game that Golden State played San Antonio, not in the season, but the second last time they played each other, when San Antonio won that game, like the way that they defended Steph was great, but doing that over 7 games, because they were switching everything, they were chasing him off everything.
They were playing
Like,
real physical too.
Yeah, and do you think they could do that for 7 games against them?
I think no. I mean, Parker's pretty old. Patty Mills, I don't know how good of a defender he can really be. I don't think you can really put Kawhi um, on Curry for the entire time and let Draymond and Clay do what they do.
Yeah,
No,
Clay's what terrifies me when they do that because that's the thing too is if they come down and you put Kawhi on, they'll just give the ball to someone else.
right. I mean, they have other players that are good.
Oh yeah,
I
and,
mean, they're
and
not they're
Draymond can
not
handle
all
the ball.
Steph
So
Currys,
can,
but I mean, Draymond can shoot. He can dribble. He can kind of play the floor general for them, and I mean, Clay can put the ball up as well as Curry. Maybe not as efficient, but he's still got a shot.
oh yeah, it's just I don't know, and I feel too like remember last year in the finals when they were playing Cleveland, every time they had that high pick and roll, they'd trap on it. Cleveland would.
Yeah,
And it really flustered them the first couple of games, and they figured out the whole okay, well we'll let him trap, dump the ball to Draymond in the lane, and he has a layup or a three in the corner, and then that was kind of it for them. So when San Antonio's pulling all that switching, chasing around getting physical BS, you don't think that Steve Kerr and those guys are going to find a way to get around that after 2 games of seeing it?
yeah. I think that's one of the things with the playoffs is you're playing them for at least 4 games. So a good coach like Kerr with with a good assistant like Walton, I mean they're going to devise something to at least combat the Popovich scheme like that, whatever he comes up with.
Oh yeah, I mean, and the same on the other side though too. But like I thought it was weird that Popovich broke that out in the regular season.
Yeah, I
Like
wonder if he
it
just
was
wanted to
strange
see if it would work.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. Like we have this idea, we really can't do it in practice because this guy only exists in one other place.
Right.
Like
Doesn't
well,
even
let's.
exist in video games, so we can't use that.
Yeah, do you see the guy that runs 2K came out and was like, he broke our game.
Right.
Like we don't know what to do with stuff in our game. It doesn't make sense anymore.
We can give
You're
him.
not
We
supposed
can't
to.
give him above 99 rating. That
Like yeah, like you're not supposed to pull up from half court. It breaks the game. Is how it works.
Trust me, I've tried, and it doesn't work. It doesn't work.
It doesn't. But yeah, like getting next to like that whole series, like I don't see how Golden State loses.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Like I think the most interesting thing right now in the NBA is like who could beat the Cavs in the East? Because I'm not like completely sold they're getting out.
Yeah, I mean,
And
Miami
how do you stop?
breathed life into Luol Deng's career, and he's now like putting up 25 points a game or something, and playing out of his mind. Dwayne Wade. I mean, he can put up buckets as well. I mean, and the Whiteside, that kid, I don't know where he came from.
I mean, he broke through last year at the end of the year, but he's been up and down this year. But so far in the playoffs, like dude's got his head on straight,
Yeah.
like very straight. And the guys just, but then again, they are playing Charlotte.
Yeah, that's true.
Who's
Hey,
good?
but you can't
Charlotte's a
sweat
good team.
Charlotte. They got Nicholas Batum, my boy.
He hurt his ankle, man.
Well, I'm not that big of a fan of him. Now that he's
I
not.
love
Now that
Batum.
he's not a Blazer, I know.
I'd love that trade for them. It was so smart.
For both
That's
teams,
I mean, yeah, absolutely. I mean, you guys got
we got
Vonleh out of it.
Vonleh,
He's actually
yeah.
playing quite a bit. Yeah.
Vonleh's he's a beast. I'm as much as we're getting our ass kicked by the Clippers, 2 games, 20 point loss, 21-point loss. I like our team. I like the Blazers.
Oh, I
Um,
love that team.
I
Like
mean,
going
you got
forward, that's
Lillard and
yeah.
McCollum. I mean, that's the dynamic backcourt right there for you. And then you just got a bunch of young guys up front who can grow with the team. Like they're all. I mean, it's a really core group of young players now. It's almost like this year was supposed to be a rebuilding year, and they're 5th seed in the playoffs. Like
Yeah, yeah. That just doesn't happen.
right.
But and
That's
think
like
about their guys.
that's like a Spurs move, where they just acquire young talent and the coach is able to morph them into, a 4 or 5 seed.
and look at the guys who are playing for them. They're bigs who were kind of cast out by other teams, like Mason Plumlee.
Yep, Yep.
or Vonleh was even playing a lot. So like you get these guys here, and it's like it's the sort of thing where you see them play, and it's like that maybe they don't fit that team, but like this big does this thing that I want on my team for 18 minutes a game.
Yeah.
Like we could work that into our system. Like maybe they're not being used right. Like Jalen Rose always has the same thing about not being drafted by the wrong team. It might not be a bad player, but where he's at right now isn't going to work. So like Vonleh with Charlotte, like maybe it just wasn't going to work there with him. They just didn't know how to use him. They didn't know what they have. Al-Farouq Aminu was getting run there big time.
Oh yeah.
Which, by the way, I feel like he's been in the league for 45 years. He's like 25.
Oh yeah. No, he came in in 2006? 10 years ago? He came in. He was on that Clippers team with Ben Gordon back in the day.
I'm trying to think.
I remember that Clippers team. I was
he
stoked for that Clippers team because I was like, Ben Gordon, star from Indiana. This Al-Farouq Aminu guy, he looks like an athletic, three. Those are always fun to watch. I mean, they're supposed to get, Blake Griffin was supposed to come in and he got injured his rookie year.
Yeah, that was the Blake draft they got him. That's weird that the Clippers are actually doing right things back then. I just think of them as like this inept piece of garbage, and they had a pretty good draft. I mean, Aminu's kind of bounced around the league since then, but he's serviceable.
I think so, yeah. I mean, he's a good replacement for Batum, I think. I mean, being older, of course, but
Yeah, he's only like 25 years old. I just looked it up. That's insane. That doesn't make sense to me. God, I don't understand that. But yeah, this first round of the playoffs has been just awful.
No one's been good. They've all been I think the Dallas Thunder game 2 was probably the closest game so far.
Until last night, the Rockets and Golden State thing.
Oh, I didn't catch that.
No, Harden hit a game with like 2.7 left. Have you not seen the Houston bench reaction to that yet? Because it's incredible.
No, I haven't.
They're down a point. Harden comes down. I think he pushes off Draymond. Like it's clear. The NBA came out today and said it's an offensive foul. We should have called it. We're sorry.
Yeah, I saw that on like the ESPN ticker when I was watching the Pistons play.
Yeah. Oh, it's bad. Like he shoves him off. He hits this turnaround, 2.7 left shot, and it pans to the bench, and they all look pissed. Like they're so mad they have to play another game. Like seriously, like Dwight's face just looks angry as hell.
I think Dwight's gonna walk off.
Oh my god, how is that team so just hateful toward each other?
I don't know. It seems like there's so many bad chemistry teams out there right now. Like in the playoffs. Like how the hell did they get in the playoffs?
Like and it sucks that it's Houston instead of Utah. Like I'd like to see Utah in there. A young team, they actually go out and try. This fucking Houston team, they want to kill each other.
Doesn't make. I mean, that's another team that I feel like is gonna blow up. They got to do something with Howard. Like
they got to.
He's got to bow out of the NBA or something. He's got to pull like a Greg Oden and just be like fade to black.
He's still. I think he can still play, but he just first of all needs to understand that he's not an offensive player at all. Whatever he was is completely gone, and that wasn't much. And then I think they're going to tear that whole thing down right around James Harden.
And just build up from him?
Yep. Which seems like a shaky idea because Harden might not be the best guy to build a team around.
Have you seen the video, I think, on ESPN where they show like Harden's most worst defensive blunders?
Oh, there's like a 25-minute one on YouTube. It's the most ball watching you've ever seen.
Oh, I think it was the starters who did it. It was like Harden's top 10 worst defensive blunders of the season. They were ridiculous. Like there's so many where it's just like, oh, there he goes. Like basically playing the Olay defense,
Oh, he does that weird thing where the guy blows by him, but he does this half-assed I'm gonna reach around sort of thing.
Oh, yeah.
But like it's a foul. Like every single time. And it never ever works. You're just watching it like, yeah, I guess you were trying there, but not really. Man. Like, he has those. He has one where his guy's in the corner and he's staring at like the top of the key, and the guy just runs right behind him. Like, it happens like once a game.
Good Lord.
He's got that whole thing, yeah. Or just gets lost, or you just look at him like, hey James, who are you guarding there? Can you point to him?
Oh, man. You see that kind of shit in, like, playground basketball, but in the NBA, come on, man.
Like, it doesn't make any sense to me. And who was it? Bernie Bickerstaff came out, their head coach, and he's like, oh, I think a lot of the flack James gets about his defense is because, we got to ride him so hard on offense. He's trying to save his legs down there. And it's like, well, James, maybe if you came into camp not super fat this year.
Hey, that wasn't his fault. That was the Kardashians' fault.
Oh, man.
You got to put that on the Kardashian hex. At least he got out before he went all Odom and everything.
Do you see freaking Jordan Clarkson's with a Jenner now?
Oh, God, no.
Like, your career's still so young and bright. Kobe's gone. That team might be good soon.
Please don't. Think about
You
your
need to-
life.
Yeah, it's not over, Jordan. It's not over at all. Please, just stop, man. It's not worth it. Look at James Harden. He's terrible.
Man, I hope Harden, like, just comes back next year and has, like, a killer season. As much as I hate that guy, like, something about him, like his lack of defense, the way he just seems like a very poor teammate.
That's calling him a poor teammate is nice about it. But did you see the whole thing about him and Dwight Howard said that other players couldn't eat with them?
No.
Seriously, they're all role players. You're eating with stars over here. You can't come over here. Seriously.
Oh my goodness.
Like, it's no wonder that team all hates each other. Their best player is a complete and total jerk.
Now, if you could see Howard go one place, where would you want him to go?
That's actually good. Washington?
Ooh. Team up
I don't
with John
hate that
Wall?
idea.
Him and...
Yeah, that'd be a nice pick and roll thing. They could definitely use some actual defense. I think Scotty Brooks would actually keep them happy. Like, Scotty Brooks was posting up Kendrick Perkins at the beginning of games.
Oh, yeah. I remember
I
that.
think he'll keep Dwight happy. He did it every game.
You gotta get the big man into the game.
Oh, God. Not that big man. You need to get that big man into a suit and behind your bench because he doesn't belong there. Like, if watching Kendrick Perkins run is the saddest thing I've ever seen.
No. Have you seen Chris Kaman run?
Okay,
I
I'm so sorry.
I was watching the Blazer game the other day, and I saw this big white guy just lumbering up and down the court, and I go, holy shit, if I was 7 foot, that's me. That's how I run up and down the court there, just like, do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do.
Like he's running in combat boots.
Yeah, it just, the slowest guy in NBA history. I feel like he has to have that record somewhere.
Have you seen something about Mary?
Yeah.
He looks like Woogie.
Yes, he does
Like,
look like Woogie.
It's horrifying. It's the same person. You can just see Chris Kaman hoarding up all the shoes in the locker room. There's got some new ones coming out, and Woogie won't stop hugging him in the corner. God, he is the worst. But
Man.
yeah, I think Washington would be good for them. Good for Dwight.
Now, how do you think? You like? We talked about this earlier. You like Scotty Brooks at Washington?
Yeah, just as like a stopgap to get that team to actually start playing basketball with actual sets and stuff like that. I think Randy Whitman's a terrible coach.
Yeah.
Like, this whole season, they didn't really seem to know what they were doing. It's like, we're an up-tempo, fast team. Just kidding. We're going to grind it out in the half court.
Well, I thought they were trying to lean on like Bradley Beal to be their big number 2 player behind Wall, and then he just keeps on getting injured, and then like the whole game plan crumbled underneath that.
But how do you rely on Bradley Beal playing basketball? He's hurt all the time.
I hope Scotty Brooks doesn't rely on him being a part of the team.
Well, Scotty Brooks is used to all his best players getting hurt.
Yeah, exactly. That's true. He's used to adapting, right?
He might be the best coach for that job.
That'll be interesting. That'll be interesting to see.
I like it a lot. He'll be really good there to actually get everyone kind of playing the right way. It's a young team. He was good for OKC. It's just OKC held on to that for too long.
You
Yeah,
think
they
he
got to
has?
cut him loose.
What's Scotty Brooks' shelf life at a new team? You
3 years?
you think 3 years?
Yeah, 3 or 4 years tops. I mean, unless he's changed since he's out of the league a little bit, but I mean, I don't know. I guess he was doing the Tom Thibodeau tour where he's going to every team's training camp and practices and stuff like that, and just kind of talking to people and learning stuff and helping out.
That's pretty
So
cool.
he actually did learn. Yeah, I
Yeah,
guess it's all Tibbs'
maybe he
done for
learned
the last
maybe
year.
he learned how to coach
That'd be
veterans.
interesting for an NBA head coach. I like that.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's not a terrible idea. I love Thibodeau going to Minnesota though,
I love that he is not just the coach but the president. He pulled the Stan Van Gundy move.
and I feel like that's the kind of guy you want doing that because he knows the exact kind of player he wants.
Yeah, I agree. I and
You know?
I love the Timberwolves lineup.
Yeah. Well, the good thing about that too is like he loves playing his players like 42 minutes a night, and that team's so young that you can kind of do that.
Yeah, there's three
You
star
know?
players. Four-star players are all under 25.
Yeah.
And
Rubio's still super young. People don't understand that.
he came out. He was like 18, 19, right?
He started playing
Because he
professional
started
basketball in
at
Spain when he was like
14,
14.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I remember,
So
man. I remember when he was coming out though. I thought he was gonna be like the next Pete Maravich or something.
oh yeah, he's supposed to be like the second coming of Steve Nash essentially.
Right, and he's essentially fallen flat to that. But I guess maybe he didn't have enough like players around him. But he did have Kevin Love at one point.
I don't know. They've kind of stacked that team at some points. Like they've had guys there. The other problem with them though is like everyone keeps getting hurt.
Yeah,
You know, like they had like Kevin Martin. I feel like has never been healthy there.
never been healthy there, but he is super healthy in was it San Antonio?
Yeah, it's amazing how much more willing you are to play through injuries on a contending team.
Now, do you think it's that, or do you think like San Antonio has a better um, staff? Has like
Yeah, it could be.
the ability to like heal people better?
Yeah, or just like injury prevention's even big for those kind of guys.
Because I remember reading about the Blazers, like when the whole Odin thing happened, that they basically cleaned house on their like was it prevention or fitness staff and doctor staff to because they were just terrible.
Yeah, I'm not convinced they weren't all witch doctors.
Yeah, I mean Jesus,
I'm pretty
Brandon
sure most of
Roy,
us would do.
Greg Oden.
The thing about Odin Roy though is there were red flags coming out. Like when Roy was coming out, everyone knew his knees were like one of his knees was just essentially bone on bone.
Yeah. Yeah,
And then
I don't
and
think
then,
I don't think
but then-
everyone knew that they were bone on bone. They knew that they were bad, but I don't think they knew they were that bad.
well, like the Celtics took him off their board.
Well, that's because Danny Ainge is just a brilliant tactician.
But I mean, still like a guy who's supposed to be that good is like you know what? Even if he falls to us, we're not touching him. You know, and then it didn't help that when he ripped his meniscus up and got surgery and then played 2 days later against the Suns in the playoffs when they were already down 2-0. It was like, why are you coming back for this?
See, and I think that's the staff. I think that's part of the staff is supposed to step up and say, no, you can't play. You know, they
Yeah.
have to protect the players from themselves because they're naturally competitive. Players are, right? That's how they got to the NBA. They're going to want to get out there no matter what, you know,
Especially in the playoffs.
especially in the playoffs. Exactly.
You played 82 games and now you're just going to shut it down? Like, no way.
No.
I remember hearing about that before he played. You know, the day before, Grant Hill was in their locker room talking to him like, "You should not play. Like, don't do this."
That's someone to
Like, it's
listen
not
to
worth
when
it.
it comes to knee issues.
Oh yeah, and he's like, I was in the locker room, like, pleading with him, like, "Look, man, like, you really should not do this. Like, you have a whole career ahead of you. Don't do this right now. It's not worth it."
Man,
And
I
that
wish
he
he
really
was
wasn't
still
the
a
same after
Blazer.
that. He tried to play with the T-Wolves for a year. That didn't really work out.
I know, he injured his knee again. Like, what,
Yep.
25, 32 games into the season?
Yeah, where he at that point he probably played 15 of them
Yeah.
because he just never could stay healthy. And then when Odin came out, he had the whole one leg was longer than the other.
He,
So That's a red flag if I've ever seen one.
Now, if those players came out now, if the draft, like, take the NBA, freeze it the way it is, and then put Oden and Durant in this draft, no one would ever want to take Greg Oden.
No.
Big men are not what they used to be. They're not necessary in this modern NBA.
He was a dinosaur in look and play style.
You would want the Kevin Durant. You want the Draymond Green. You want those stretch fours who could, point forward type players who can stretch the floor and allow your star to, get to the basket or, rope a dope, shake a bake, and shoot a three from 35 feet out like Steph Curry.
There was a post I saw the other day on Facebook. It showed like a bunch of players. It was like, who would have had the better career if they never got injured? Like Greg Oden's on there. I'm like, even if Greg Oden's healthy, I don't know if he could really play in the NBA right now.
He'd be just like he'd be a poor man's Andre Drummond.
At best.
At best, he wasn't nearly as athletic and springy as Drummond.
No, but he's a far better post player.
Yeah, he'd be a poor man's DeAndre Jordan.
Yeah. But I mean, I'm looking at right now. Oden went first, and then Kevin Durant. So you'd rather have him if you're redrafting this. Al Horford's in that draft.
I'd rather have him.
Yeah, Mike Conley.
Uh,
I'd rather have Mike Conley. He's been good.
He's like one of those acquired tastes. I feel.
Really?
There's just something about the way. I don't know. Maybe it's just every time I've watched him, he's been cold or had a bad night.
Oh, that's the entire Grizzlies offense that you're watching. they all kind of look like that. It's a problem. It's a real problem. But I don't know. I like Mike Conley a lot. I think he'd be an all-star at this point if he didn't play in the West, where there's every good guard.
You really think he'd be an all-star?
Mm-hmm.
Man, you're giving him a lot of credit.
Absolutely. I mean, see, last year averaged 15 points, 5 assists, a couple steals. He shot 40% from three. I mean, that's not bad for a point guard.
No, that's not
I'm sure
bad.
his defensive numbers are stupid good.
I'd like to see his assists up as a point guard with that low of point average.
Well, think about the way that Memphis plays, though. It's put in the paint and pound it.
Yeah, you don't really get assists by dumping it into Gasol, and him and Randolph kind of do their high-low game.
Yeah, down there for 4 or 5 seconds apiece. You're not getting an assist for that. But it's something to be said to actually get those guys the ball in their spots.
Right.
That's not as easy as everyone thinks it is.
No, it's not. I mean, that's the hardest thing is playing pickup games, being a big guy, You try to get in the post, and no one can get you the entrance pass down to you.
No. Yeah. I mean, think about DeMarcus Cousins up until this year. It's been hard for him to actually live on the post because Darren Collison's your point guard?
He needs to get out of the Kings. He needs to get the hell out of Sacramento.
Everyone needs to get the hell out of Sacramento. Sacramento needs to get the hell out of Sacramento.
Man, why does Sacramento even have a team?
They almost didn't. They were so close to beating the Sonics.
Can't they be the Sonics? I'd rather have the Supersonics than Sacramento.
It's not even close for me. Not even close. In a heartbeat, I had the Sonics back in the league.
Everyone could break out their old school Sean Kemp jerseys and Gary Payton jerseys and
Could you imagine
Durant
GP doing color commentary? Could you imagine that? How fantastic would that be?
Oh man, that'd be
my favorite
that's
thing.
The world I want to live in is.
Oh, dude. Please, come on.
Come on, NBA. Let's start a petition on the WhiteHouse.gov website.
Those always go places.
Oh yeah, they get shit done. Those.
Yeah. Where's that Death Star I was promised?
Hey,
damn it, we had the signatures.
I think the petition to get Zack Snyder out of the DC Extended Universe is actually happening.
Yeah, that's not going to happen.
It better. He's a terrible filmmaker when it comes to superhero movies.
Whoa. You didn't like 300?
I liked the first one. Was he part of the second one?
I think he was an executive producer, so no. He really wasn't.
Okay.
The second one's an abomination to man. That thing was
The
awful.
second one was terrible. The only good part about the second was Ashley Green in that one scene.
Yeah, but I mean, after that, like 2 more hours of just garbage.
Yeah.
Is it worth it? No.
No.
I thought Watchmen was fantastic. I love
I
Watchmen.
did too, and I've heard. So, okay, let me reverse. He's a terrible DC filmmaker. I thought Watchmen and the first 300, top-notch films. Really good. I love the Watchmen movie. I've heard people bag on it, but I loved it.
Those two movies have in common?
What?
He didn't have to make anything up.
Those
stories are right there for him. They're right there for him.
Off the graphic novel?
Yep. Yeah, they actually use the comic panels from 300 as their storyboards.
Okay, but for the DC Extended Universe, he didn't have to make anything up. There is probably more storyline written for a Batman v Superman movie in the comics than, and it makes sense, than what was given to us on the big screen.
I really enjoyed the movie, but it's so hard to defend.
Did you see that comic strip going around Facebook where it's the Trinity standing there and they're like, "All right, Darkseid, your time to go down," and he goes, "But my mother's name is Martha," and Batman just starts bawling, "Martha!" Yeah. That's so fucking stupid.
The other thing I would get to is why we need to see the Waynes die again. Not once, by the way, but twice.
We all know they're dead.
We get it.
We've gone through this.
Like that's why I swear to God, if they try to do Spider-Man's origin, I'm gonna freak out.
They said they're not going to. They said the Spider-Man Homecoming is not an origin story. So
good. I can't do that. I don't have no interest in that. I just can't. I don't want to.
I swear to God, if Ben Affleck's standalone Batman story shows that they're dead again, touches on that again, I'm sorry. I'm as much of a Batfleck fan as I am. No, I'm done.
He was really one of the brighter spots of that movie.
Yeah, I really liked him as Batman.
He had like a physically imposing presence that Christian Bale never had. Like he was actually scary.
Yeah.
Like you can see why criminals would be afraid of this guy. Yeah, like Christian Bale is like, oh, he has a really cool suit and
he has a really weird
he keeps
voice.
growling at me. Yeah.
I'm Batman.
Yeah, like, oh, okay, well, you're a person, so I don't know why you're talking like that. You're clearly not a bat. So.
I thought it was really good how they modulated Batfleck's voice.
Yep, that was pretty cool. And they actually showed him working on it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a nice little touch there. I don't know. I enjoyed the movie just for what it was.
The one thing about that movie that really pissed me off, and maybe it was just because I have a skewed view already, but Ezra Miller as the Flash and that chunk of dream time.
The nightmare with a K?
Nightmare, yeah. I wanted to punch hipster Flash in the face.
I didn't completely hate it.
Right now I'm at the point where the only way they can really bring me back into the fold with the Flash is if they take into account the multiverse that has been introduced in the TV show and say Ezra Miller is Flash on Earth whatever.
Yeah, Earth 2 Flash or something like that, or yeah.
And bring in and say that we're building up to a crisis on Infinite Earths or a Flashpoint paradox or something massive like that.
I don't think DC would do the whole Infinite Crisis thing. I mean, I don't know. That kind of screwed everything up with their actual comic run. Because it just got so convoluted and stupid. You know? Like, I feel like the New 52 is a way to just kind of retcon all that crap.
Yeah, and it's not... New 52's not really that good.
I think it's had some of the better Batman stories in a long time. Like, I thought Court of Owls was incredible.
Okay, there you go. Court of Owls I thought was incredible, too. It was a really good story.
Death of the Family was incredible, too. I thought it was great. but everything else has been kind of garbage, and they have no idea what
But
to do with Superman. They
has
have
there been
no
any
idea.
other run? Like I'm reading the Flash New 52, and I'm not so impressed. Like everyone has Speed Force powers. If they touch the Speed Force, boom, they have some weird power. I don't know.
I've heard the Suicide Squad stuff's actually good, but I haven't touched any of it.
Yeah, I haven't read any Suicide Squad stuff.
Yeah, and that stuff's okay. I have a hard time like getting on board with it for the most part, though. I'm like, yeah, that's neat. They're bad guys. That's fun.
Are you
So
excited
anyway,
for the movie though?
yeah, up until they stopped reshooting it after the after
After
Superman came out,
all the bad press of Batman v Superman.
doesn't it seem like a terrifying knee jerk reaction?
Yes, it
Where it's like,
does.
oh God, reshoot it. We don't know what we even have here.
Crap, we need to make it funnier or lighter or something. I don't know.
Because I'm sure reshooting scenes for a day, then jamming them in there will make the whole movie seem great. Like, you
Did you
gotta
see
keep in mind too.
the third trailer that came out? They tried to make it more maybe not uplifting, but make it a little funnier. Like threw in a little bit more of the jokey stuff, like the where Will Smith was like trying to piss off what Inferno, I imagine, is the guy's name.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
yeah.
don't.
I don't. Have you seen how the logo is getting more colorful as they go too?
Yes, I did. I saw the going around Facebook where it was like Suicide Squad teaser, trailer 1, trailer 2, and then like the trailer 4 had like all these weird like emoticons around it.
Dude, it's just a matter of time. Like I don't know. I have no faith in DC. If they would, first of all, here's how they fix everything. Do your Man of Steel movie, whatever. You already at that point you already have Arrow established pretty much. Then you do the Flash after that, and you have. I mean, we had 3 years between the movies, right?
Right.
In the meantime, they grew those two series so well, and they're doing really, really well. So, and those are, I mean, Flash is a major character. Green Arrow's a little bit more second tier ish, that sort of thing. But like, build those up a little bit, keep them on TV. When you have your movie, bring them in.
Yeah.
And like, you have a fan base there. You have a story. They have, a universe of their own. It's all
There's
in there.
characters that
It's already
everyone's
there for
in
you.
love with, and there's substance, and I totally agree with you on that.
And
That's
it's
the
right there. It's right there. They've already done it,
recasting Flash. I thought was the terrible idea.
right? Especially by the time that movie comes out, it'll be like season 4 of the TV show. Like, it's just, it doesn't make sense to me. It just seems incredibly stupid. And they do the whole thing now where it's like, well, we don't want to use TV characters, like characters on a TV show that we're going to use in movies. So it's like, oh, so you're neutering your TV shows?
Yeah, they were supposed to have Harley Quinn featured more in the Arrow
Yeah,
show
she
until
showed up in an episode.
she's in the background. Yeah, like with the laugh and
Yeah,
everything.
yeah.
And they were supposed to have more on her, and then DC TV or movies was like, nope, not gonna allow you to do that.
And like, they've done a bunch of like Ra's al Ghul stuff, which would tie in great to Batman stuff. But nope.
Like man, like put Arrow and Flash, I don't know, 15 years in the past, right? So they're established superheroes and everything pre Man of Steel, and you have Arrow and Flash like 10 years before that, right? And then Man of Steel
Yeah.
happens, and then you could have Superman maybe has a quarrel with Batman, and then Arrow as well is part of that, and I don't know. I was really hoping for the scene from what was it, Dark Knight Returns, the comic book where Oliver Queen, who has one arm, shoots a kryptonite arrow at him.
Yeah.
Like I was really like that would have been jaw-droppingly amazing.
You got why Oliver has one arm, right?
What's that? Yeah, Superman
You
ripped it off.
yeah. Yeah, it's like, I'll stop you. Like, oh yeah? Like, you stopped Oliver?
Yeah, I know.
Like, like, whoa. No wonder he doesn't like him.
See,
Yeah,
I
that
totally
would have been
agree with
something
you.
else.
They need to blend TV and movie. Like, if they did that, I feel like they'd jump ahead of Marvel because Marvel is killing it on the big screen, but their TV shows, though their network shows aren't that hot,
Yeah,
their
those
Netflix
are
shows are on point though.
Yeah, they've done a great job there. A little bit more mature stuff going on there. But yeah,
you see
it's
Daredevil
incredible.
too?
I haven't had a chance to watch it yet. I just got the girlfriend into it, so we're going through season 1 right now. So like I'm
Dude.
trying to like push her through it.
Okay, when you get done with season 2 of Daredevil, we gotta talk.
Yeah, it's that good, huh?
Oh my god, was it John Barthol or the
Bernthal, yeah.
Bernthal?
Shane from The Walking Dead.
Shane? Carl!
Yeah, yeah,
Can't protect
yeah. I like
him,
him a lot.
Rick!
Yeah, I like that character a lot.
He
He's
brought it.
perfect for that role. Yeah, he's perfect for that role. When they announced him, I was so excited. I'm like, oh, yeah, you guys nailed it.
Yep, take my money. I only pay $8
Yeah.
a month for this, but take it. I'll pay more.
And that comes out, you guys get 15, but after that, we gotta go back down to 8. Okay, I can't afford that.
Can't afford the 15 all the time. But for Daredevil season 2, take it. For anything Marvel, take it.
Yeah, I'm so impressed with what they're doing with that stuff.
And did you watch? Have you watched Jessica Jones then, or
We just started that up too, so we're kind of watching them both at the same time.
okay?
So
Man.
I only got halfway through it.
All right, we'll have to talk again when you get through it all, because I think it's amazing what they're doing.
I like what I saw so far. Like I was really into it. David Tennant is a bad guy. I was super loving.
Yeah. Oh
He
yeah.
is a prick. Like that dude is hateable.
Very hateable. Very hateable.
It's impressive. Yeah, I'm excited for a lot more of that. Like, you got Luke Cage coming up, this fall, right? Yeah.
Yeah, this fall. Luke Cage,
Yeah.
Jessica Jones season 2, I think, is winter next year, and then next fall is Iron Fist. I believe
Yeah.
is the release timing, and then after that, the Defenders come together.
Yeah, do you see how they asked like Charlie Cox about like being in, the next Avengers? He's like, yeah, no one's even talked to us about that. That seems
Oh,
insane to me.
they have to
Like,
be
why?
featured somehow.
Especially for like Infinity War, it should be 2 movies. Like, you could fit them in there.
You could definitely fit them in there.
Yeah. Which I can't even wait for that. I'm so excited for Civil War.
Are you going Thursday night?
I'm going to the marathon actually.
You're going to another marathon.
Yeah.
You and your goddamn marathons. You did the Star Wars marathon before Force Awakens, right?
No, I didn't do that. Oh, I watched them at like my house, but no, I've done the Iron Man 3 one.
Okay.
Yeah, which was Iron Man 1, 2, Avengers, and Iron Man 3. One of the best days of my life.
So what's the Civil War marathon? How are they playing that out?
Captain America, Avengers, Captain America 2, Avengers 2, and then Cap 3.
That's amazing. That sounds
Starts-
really good.
Starts at 7 o'clock in the morning. And I'm going to be up at like 6.
Jesus.
Yeah, it goes 14 hours. I'll be out around like 10-ish.
Is that on Thursday?
Yeah, May 5th.
Okay.
So the whole plan is it's at AMC over in Livonia. They got the champs in the same parking lot.
Oh yeah.
We get a half-hour break. So when the movie ends, we run over there to get our food and beer,
And then
run right back to the theater.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And it's okay.
It's great.
It's okay if you miss a little bit of the movies that you've seen
yeah,
tons of
Especially-
times. I mean,
yeah. I'm not gonna be upset if I miss the first Captain America I really would like, but I've seen it 150 times. I don't know. I'm excited to see like Avengers on the big screen again.
yeah.
Like, because that's just as like a movie, like, it's still so good.
The first one,
Like, I've seen
I
Avengers-
agree.
Yeah, I've seen so much. Like, I still get goosebumps at the end. Like, this is so cool.
The fact that they were able to bring all these big characters together successfully in an entertaining and coherent film, yeah, I have shivers just kind of talking about it. It's awesome.
But it doesn't make sense why Avengers 2 just didn't work.
I think it was just Ultron. They picked a bad guy.
I liked James Spader a lot. I thought the Ultron character was actually pretty good. Like, he was just he was like a advanced AI, but he was so petty. He was such a just douche the entire time. And like, you could definitely see like the Stark influence in him.
Yeah. I
Like,
feel
there's-
like Avengers 2 was more of, instead of like being an Avengers movie, it was more of like a stepping stone movie for Civil War and Phase 3.
Exactly. I feel like usually, so far like the Avengers movies, like your payoff for the whole phase. I think our payoff is actually Civil War.
I think so. Yeah.
Like I think
Black Panther? Are you kidding? Like,
Spider-Man's back.
and Spider Man, yeah, a kid Spider
And,
Man,
yeah, not Andrew Garfield, who's like 35.
and British.
And terrible. Those are three things that are really working against them.
Poor guy.
Yeah, that'll be. Nah, screw him. No, that'll be something else. I am so excited for that. I saw like a couple reviews so far, and everyone's like, whatever expectation you have is better than that. Like,
What's
is
it have
there?
got on Rotten Tomatoes so far?
I'm not sure actually. I saw the Cinema Blend website I read a lot gave it 5 stars, like right out the gate. I think it gave Batman vs Superman like 2.5 just for comparison. So that's not great. But yeah, I'm so excited. They say Ant-Man apparently steals the show.
It has
That'll
a
be interesting.
97% on Rotten Tomatoes right now. Civil War
That's
does.
not terrible. I can live with that.
That's better
Yeah, I can live with.
than was it BvS has like a 19%.
It's at 28 right now, which, by the way, it's still better than The Huntsman, opened
it's
at 18%.
the jeez, I just saw that too. BvS is
Which,
slowly climbing out of the Kevin Smith territory of 18 and 19% to a little more respectable territory of 28%.
but still not much more.
No, not so.
What's it? I wonder what its user thing's at this point, though. Everyone's
Right
like,
now the
"Well,
audience score
critical
is
hate it," but
68%.
that's still not great.
That's not great, but typically I trust the audience more than the critics.
Especially for something like that.
Yeah,
Like, yeah,
being more of like a nerd comic person, like the critics may not have that same background and passion for it as the
exactly.
audience.
That's why I told people going in. I was like, "Oh, like the critics hate it." I'm like, you know, it is exactly what it is. It's a Zack Snyder Superman, like superhero movie. It's a bunch of stuff blowing up. It's manly dudes fighting. Like
And a
if you're
woman,
going in
and a
there,
woman,
and a manly petite woman
an
who kills it.
Amazonian who
Yeah,
destroys.
yeah. Like if you're going there looking for Citizen Kane, you're not going to find it. if you're if you're going there looking for Batman Begins, you're probably still not going to find it.
Yeah,
But it's okay. It is what it is. I had fun.
yeah.
So I don't know. I'm very scared and cautious to see what they go with after that.
What's the next movie for them? Besides
Suicide Squad,
Suicide Squad, besides that, is it Wonder Woman?
Justice League
Wonder
already.
Woman.
Oh yeah, yeah, that's right. Yeah, which is set.
Maybe they'll win us
And,
back with Suicide Squad and Wonder Woman.
but the weird thing is, like, where does Suicide Squad fall in like the timeline? There is it after Superman's
Oh,
shaking dirt from a coffin?
maybe. That's a good question. Is it pre or post BvS?
Yeah, I think that makes a really really big deal. You know?
Yeah, I mean, I wonder how they're going to tie it in. Like they have to make some type of nod to it.
Oh well, Batman's in the movie.
That yeah, he's in it for. I wonder how much he is in the movie though.
Someone said like 30 minutes. Like he's in it
Wow.
for
Okay, so
quite a
he's
bit.
like a legitimate part of the movie
Yeah,
then.
yeah. That movie's 2 hours long. He's in it for a quarter of it, so he's in it. Like, he's not just making a small cameo.
You know what I just thought
So
of? I wonder if Batman v Superman fell victim to the same thing Fantastic Four supposedly fell victim to. You know, it ran what 2.5 hours long,
yeah,
and they said that they have a even longer, like rated R cut. I wonder
yeah.
if it was edited, like the whole problem with it is editing, and they have all these other scenes that explain from point to point where now it just seems like okay now cut to this and now cut to this, you know
They
because I
kind of
think
already
I
showed one of those.
what's that
Did you see the scene with Lex Luthor and the ship when the SWAT team comes and gets him?
Yep. And they
Like
show
it's
the was it Darkseid's father or something,
yeah, Steppenwolf.
and then mother boxes.
Yep,
Yeah,
yep. So, and the thing is, that scene's like a minute 14 long. Why couldn't they put that in there? Like that would have helped. Because at the end, when Lex is ranting like a psycho about someone coming,
it
and you
makes
have
no
no idea
sense.
how he could possibly know it, yeah.
You
And they
have
showed
to
that
you
scene.
have
It's
to
like, oh,
assume and think, oh wait, he sat in that Kryptonian ship and asked the computer to tell him everything.
yeah. But how would the computer know that Darkseid's coming?
I imagine that it's still on the line, so
On what line? Krypton's destroyed.
I don't know. Maybe there's like a
What's it connected
we have
to?
like a global internet. Maybe there's a galactical internet that it's just tapped into, and the computer's checking its Twitter feed the entire time, and Darkseid's on there going, "Oh, Superman's dead. Time to go take on Earth."
Stupid millennial computer can't get off his damn phone.
Well, I mean, yeah, he's
Classic.
millennial Darkseid.
Oh, dude, please don't float that idea out there.
He's a super
No,
emo
no,
Darkseid, kind of like
no you,
Kylo Ren. He's the
you
emo.
need to stop. You need to stop right now. If someone hears this and says, "You know what? I think the kids can get behind that," and Star Wars made a ton of money.
God, I hope
Let's
so.
get a let's get a brooding, emotional baby of a freaking villain here, huh? Yeah, yeah. I can see the money rolling in right now.
You know,
Yeah, please.
Steppenwolf wasn't treating him right. He was slapping him around and like shoving mother boxes down his throat, and now he's like super depressed and like, you know what? I'm gonna go rule my own galaxy.
You know what?
screw you,
Apocalypse sucks. I'll have my own planet.
screw you, Dad.
Yeah, I don't love that because
You
all
know,
I'm really picturing right now is Peter Parker from Spider-Man 3, and I'm just getting sad.
the old jazz dancing scene,
Please stop.
the worst scene in any superhero movie to date.
It just doesn't make sense. It's like, were you all high?
Oh my goodness, who sat there and just like, this is a good idea? No, this is good. Guys, look what we made. This is a good movie.
Look. I know this sounds crazy, but hear me out. Ready? Gun fingers. Huh? Huh? I'm listening, sir. Go on.
Keep
Oh,
going.
and how about a jazz scene where he's throwing it in Mary Jane's face? Like, wait, what? No. It's
My
man.
goodness.
How did that movie get made?
I don't know.
Like,
I
who
don't
looked at it
know.
and said, you know what?
Who
Give me two and a
gave
half
the
hours of
stamp of
that.
approval on that?
Well, you got to keep in mind too that Warner's the same company that almost made Superman Lives. You
Yes,
know,
that's
with
true.
Nick Cage.
Then
So I mean, ruling anything out for Batman vs Superman seems a little out of hand.
Tim Burton's Superman movie.
When you see like the stuff from that movie, that almost like the test footage, like how the suit was going to look and all that stuff, it looks like everyone at Warner was just in some kind of fever dream for like 3 years, and then like woke up and looked at it and went like, oh my god, we almost made what? Nope, shut it down, pull the plug on all of it.
At least they pulled the plug though.
Yeah, that's true. After he got like 2 years in development and shot scenes,
Yeah,
I
but
think at that
come
point
on, you can't. I mean,
it's too late.
at least they're smart enough to be like, we can't show anybody this.
No, I feel like that's like shooting someone on purpose and then taking them to the hospital because you feel bad. It's like, you already did it though. Like,
Someone
sure, you didn't
finally
let him
woke
die,
up and
but
was like,
you
Nick
tried.
Cage can't be Superman. He's Nick Cage. Are you kidding me?
Nick Cage. Wait, you actually cast him? Oh yeah. Why did you do
I
that?
thought that was a joke. We were all
No,
laughing about it. I even went home and wrote about it in my journal. Said the guys at Warner Brothers told a really good joke the other day. I laughed about it later.
That is, this is making me sad now. We're all kind of screwed, aren't we? This
Yeah.
isn't great.
Yeah.
This isn't great. But all right, man.
All right, this has been great, man. I appreciate you calling in. I'll have to do this again.
Yes, anytime. Let me know.
All right, let me know
We'll do it
what you think of
for,
the Marvel.
Yeah, I can't wait. I can't wait. That's
We'll have
next
to
week.
we'll have
so,
to
yeah.
do this again after we see Civil War.
Yeah. Yeah,
And
let's do that.
And maybe next week for the playoffs, we'll talk some more.
Yeah, I mean, given the games are close and competitive and worth watching.
Hopefully. I'll cross my fingers.
Hopefully. All right, man. It's been good.
All right. Take it easy.
Have a good one, buddy.
Bye.
See ya.
All right. Thank you to my buddy Shain for calling in and talking basketball and comic book movies and TV. Really good conversation. I know I enjoyed it. I hope you guys did too. If you get, notice a little bit of a change of pace or content for Slurred Words, that's because that's what I'm trying to do. Just trying to stand out and be myself, talk about things I like, and besides beer, it's basketball, it's sports, and comic book stuff. I'm an overall nerd and all those things. If you can't believe it, tough. So, with that being said, thank you guys, and have a good week.